Hi, my name's Joe, and I want to talk to you a little bit about managed DevOps powered by Apparatus. First, I want to take a look at the existing typical legacy IT department headed up by a CIO. The CIO's job is to differentiate his or her company and provide them a competitive advantage through technology. So let's assume that this CIO in question has brilliantly devised a new application that's going to take this company to the next level, as it were. In order to build that application, he leans heavily on a development team that they pay quite a premium for. And then also to run the IT department, they're relying on a NOC team, a data center team, and a help desk team. So the reality is, in order to build this new application, there's one more piece to this picture. It's the CFO. The CFO holds the money here, so we have to request a budget from the CFO. That budget then gets doled out across these towers by the CIO. So, of course, money to those smart devs to make this thing happen. Money to the data center because the devs need a place to build this environment, so need to rack and stack servers, order equipment, etc. Those servers, that equipment needs to be patched and managed, and of course once it's up and running, the help desk needs to communicate to the end users and make sure we have happy end users, because those are the ones that at the end of the day make our money. So let's talk about this legacy model. It's slow, lots of pieces to make work here. Sometimes physical equipment needs to be ordered, air conditioning, power, ping, pipe, all that. If you're a little bit more advanced of an IT department, maybe some of that stuff is automated, yet we still need to make a capital investment or super smart budgeting to make sure that we're ready. And then once it is provisioned, it tends to be fairly static, so difficult to change, and at the minimum takes a long time to change. So that makes the whole model pretty expensive. So what we do know, and what is a positive, is that this is a known model, right? To the extent that there's entire infrastructure libraries of documentation and books on how to run this sort of environment, most famous of which is ITEL. So one of the benefits is you have a well-defined operations team here of the NOC and the data center and the help desk working in conjunction to keep those end users happy. So what are they doing? They're doing patching, they're doing SLA management, they're doing performance monitoring, they're doing break fix, and they mostly do it on their own, right? So maybe once in a while they escalate an issue and have to find a dev to help them. But typically, since this is a pretty static, non-dynamic environment, and since they've been doing it for years, they can do it on their own. The big benefit here is then that dev team really, they go away. They're on to the next one. So they're freed up to go about building the next super smart invention of the company. So let's take a look at how this has changed, how it changes with the cloud, right? So basically, the cloud enables us to get rid of those data center costs, right? In a very dramatic and traumatic way sometimes. So you see data center costs are gone. We don't have those servers anymore, so these guys racking, stacking, and monitoring those things tend to be gone. Everybody else stays. So this gives us the benefit of realizing the benefits of the cloud, which is elasticity, scalability, which makes it in theory cost effective because we're only paying for services that we're using. And how do we take advantage of elasticity and scalability to give us that cost effectiveness and better service? We use the built-in automation APIs that these cloud services give us. So the servers don't magically appear and disappear. Our really smart devs have leveraged these APIs to make that application respond accordingly. So we still have the help desk here that keeps up that communication link with the end users. However, we still have these functions that are required. So we still have patching, albeit in a little bit different way with automation frameworks from base images, etc. But somebody still needs to patch this and make sure the security footprint is and exposure is not too high, and make sure everything is on the up and up. We still have SLA management. We still need those reports to show everybody that we're doing a good job. Performance monitoring, we need that to get the SLA reports, and we need that to be ahead of any issues, and break fix, because there will be issues, right? Anytime you build something, it's nearly impossible to build it without something breaking. And of course, this is now a dynamic environment, so things change quicker. So these are all operations functions, but as you can see here, they're new operation functions because they're all happening through these built-in automation APIs, assuming your devs have taken advantage of that. So what tends to happen is now these devs, since these APIs are based on code, these devs, or portion of them, tend to get moved into an operations function. Well, you can see the disadvantage because they're not on to the next one, as it were. In fact, they're carrying pagers around now because end users call the help desk and devs get woken up in the middle of the night. You can imagine that that's not a great situation. Furthermore, we've been promised elasticity and scalability and cost effectiveness because these things can scale up and down, but without that automation framework working properly, without really smart input from somebody who has done this once, twice, 100 times, remember this is brand new, you're never going to realize those cost advantages. So let's take a look about how we solve this problem in Apparatus. So managed Devops powered by operations. So essentially, we have these operations functions. What we can do is say, take a look at essentially what the beauty is of the cloud: elasticity, scalable, cost effective. Well, what if we replace those dev guys that are now distracted by that operation with a cloud-based 24/7 managed service? And that's what we're providing here. Now, not only is the cloud promises of elastic scalability and cost effectiveness still there, but we're actually providing those. So now we have elastic, scalable, cost effective patching, SLA management, performance monitoring, and break fix. So what we're offering here is a holistic service that allows you to really take advantage of the cloud without distracting your developers and letting them move on truly to the next thing and provide a dramatic advantage to your business.